Have you ever wondered what God smells like? Find out on this week's episode of Groupcast.
It's the Groupcast podcast, a show about stuff like stupid jokes and Charlie folks and random ass topics with Case and Wes and special guests like Fred and Danny, Kyle, Riley, Lennon's there too. This is their theme song, it's pretty cool. Just don't ask Wes to sing the rest cause he'll forget the words, so sit right down and gather round, but not too close because they were so ugly that everyone died. Podcast.
Hey!
Hey! Hey!
Welcome to Groupcast.
What Casey said?
Episode 90.
90.
90.
90?
90.
90.
Yeah.
90?
Ooh, yeah.
We got 10 more till we do something that we
Till
don't
we
know
have
what you're doing.
3 numbers.
You got 10 weeks to figure it out.
You want to do who's cast 2 on 100th episode?
Maybe.
That's promising. You heard it here first, folks. We don't
I
have
only
a
say
fucking
that.
clue.
We need something really awesome because the last time we did that, it failed miserably.
Well, it'll go better this time, I guess.
I guess.
I guess.
Ringing endorsements all over the gaff.
Well, Lennon's writing this time, so...
I am?
Yeah, because I wrote last
Shit.
time. I wrote last time, you wrote Scenes from a Hat.
I did.
And you drew Scenes from a Hat and I performed, so Casey's doing Scenes from a Hat and you perform.
I did.
Yeah. We just talked about this earlier today.
Yeah, I know.
As always, I am Big Wes.
I'm
With
Big
Casey.
Wes.
Hey, that's me.
And Lennon.
Hey, Perkins.
Perkins.
Dave.
Not entirely sure if that's me anymore.
Okay.
I feel bad. Erica.
Hi.
Rook.
You are apostrophe K-A.
Yeah.
I used to be called Irk in college, just IRK.
That was scary.
There's not even a K in my name.
Shut up! Stacy's turn. Stacy.
I got milk. I'm going to get drunk.
Excuse me?
Oh.
How many words were in that?
Somehow chocolate
Approximately
milk
3.
and getting drunk.
Really? Because I heard like half of one.
You know, the other day...
That was Stacy.
Whoa.
She
You know, the
drowned
other
in
day,
chocolate milk.
Stacy and I
That
determined...
sounds like the best death ever.
Drowning in... Ew, that sounds like a terrible death.
Yeah, it gets all stuck in your nasty place.
But it's delicious.
She tried
Nasty places.
She tried the gallon challenge with chocolate milk and died.
You know, the other day, Stacy determined Erica on her period would sound like, whoa.
Yeah.
Thanks, Stacy.
I didn't determine that. He did it.
Ew.
Just because.
That's even worse.
Because. Whoa.
Whoa, bring me chocolate. Whoa.
I don't know. That's terrible.
Bring me Perkins.
Bring me a Perkin.
That makes it better.
Okay, so.
Can
What?
you hear me over there?
I don't want to.
Can you hear me now, Mr. Krabs?
Are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs?
Nope.
So
No.
just before this episode began, we did a cooking thing.
We didn't.
Yeah.
You'll be able to watch.
Looks like a cool video.
You'll be able to watch whenever. I don't know if it's out yet or not by the time this is out, but we did a thing and we cooked stuff and it was great.
That
Yeah.
sounded like a first grader's book report. And we did a lot of stuff, and it was great, and you can watch it on, and we... Okay, that's good.
Good job.
And I had a lot of fun, and I picked the bookie, and
And then I ate it. I'm a kid.
teacher, I have to go poo.
I didn't know what that word meant, so I looked it up. A+.
Which word?
The.
Oh, just had to make sure.
Not a smart kid.
But anyway.
He's in 12th grade and doesn't understand what the word the is. Really? Do any of us understand what the word the is?
I thought about
just
something like
is.
that the other day, actually.
It is just is.
The word butt.
Yeah.
Like, how would you define it?
Ass.
Ass.
Oh, not that, but.
Yeah.
But.
But.
I'm looking up a dictionary right now. B-U-T. Conjunction. There you go.
Good job.
That's all it says.
Used to
No, it
introduce
has a-
something contrasting with what has already been mentioned.
See, if you don't know what the word butt means, then you're definitely not going to understand any of
Then
those
you've
words.
got your head in your ass.
Yep. Oh.
Okay.
This is how this podcast is going to be. I'm going to be ridiculous as fuck.
Okay.
Because if I stop talking, I'm afraid I'll die.
Yeah.
All those diabetes.
Wes's concoctions was not quite finished after cooking in the oven for a
Not
while.
quite finished is an understatement.
Not only
It
can
was
I,
in the oven for 20 minutes. It's
He
just
tou-
like soft cookies
He
or
touched the baking dish it was in, and it went
Not
just
only-
waved.
not only can I
It waved
clearly
at us.
feel my heart beating, I can feel Wes's heart beating.
Oh, my heart.
Specifically
It's like
Wes's.
that one episode of Futurama where Fry drinks 100 cups of coffee and everything just slows down.
Oh my god.
Because he's going so fast.
Yep.
I'm going so fast. That's
Gotta
how,
go fast!
That's not what Fry sounds like. I wanna jump.
Ah, why you punching me?
I wanna jump right into a story.
Jump.
Jump.
Jump around.
Everybody jump.
Yeah.
Because I've decided now that I've been working at the office that I work at for some time
You
now.
work at an office?
I do.
An
You're,
office.
you're coming out of the closet and you're gay.
No.
Stacey's really a man after all these years.
Hi,
Well,
Stacey.
yeah. Sorry.
And since I
He was disappointed in you. It's like we weren't supposed to tell them about that yet.
see, I'm not surprised about anything she says anymore.
No. I'm not either. Ew.
I think your balloon just let loose.
Since I've decided that everybody likes me there and I'm friends with everybody and I'm nice to everybody,
Pool party.
now is the time where I can start screwing with people.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
So on Friday, I walked into work, and my one main goal of the day was to sound like Strong Bad the entire day. Every time anybody talked to me,
Oh, my.
that is what I responded with. The first thing that happened was I was at my desk, like, signing into work and everything.
Hey,
Somebody popped in and said, "Can we be serious for a moment?" Yo.
And, yeah, someone walked past. It was this woman who's, like, a real Southern belle
No.
for everything.
Where's big hoop skirts?
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm pretty sure
Stamp
she's dressed.
on it.
I do declare.
She sounds a little bit like that.
She's a.
She walks by and stops by my desk and goes, "Casey, do you know where Joe Lynn is?"
Is she a pothole by chance?
So... And I go, "Yeah, I think she was over there somewhere." And it was in early in the morning, so I couldn't quite do the voice right. So she was like, "Oh, okay, thanks." And then she turns back around and was like, "Are you sick or something?" And I'm like, "No, I'm fine." "Are you sure? Because your throat sounds a little bit like clogged up." "No, I'm good."
Puberty.
And this happened,
Puberty.
this happened about 5 times with different people, all being like, "Are you sick? You sound different."
And you say puberty.
That's pathetic.
Yeah.
The people you work with are pathetic. In my head, they don't leave that building. They
Yeah.
just live
They're
there.
Yeah.
awfully robotic.
So it's your fault that my voice sounds like this.
Yeah, it is. But the best part was there's this like really old woman who has a walker, and her sole goal in life is while I'm at the scanner, she always like butts in and is like, "I'm in your way. Sorry. Gotta pick up my papers. Excuse me."
What a cunt.
Yeah.
Like
Fucking clam.
she tries to be funny about it, but she just
She's obnoxious.
yeah, a little bit obnoxious. So, I was just standing there at the scanner doing exactly what I do, that everybody knows what I do because I keep talking about it. And she walked in and was like, "It's me again. I'm just gonna pick up my papers." And I'm like, "Yeah, you go do that." And I had talked to like 4 people at this point, and she had no response. She just walked away. And I was like, that was weird. And she came back again, and I kept doing the voice, and she had no response. She had no reaction at all. And that's when I realized I had never said a word to this woman up until this point. So I think she thinks that's my actual voice.
Oh.
Now you have to talk to her like
I'm
that.
totally going to.
Yeah.
Just her.
Just her.
Just
Just
her.
her.
And then, like, right as I'm about to leave, like, to go back to college and everything, I'm going to speak normally and see if I get a response.
There you
Are
go.
you sick today? You don't sound right.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Nice.
Funny.
Funny.
Speaking of old women, last night I was at the Midtown Scholar in Harrisburg for a comedy show that was hosted by Keith Paradise, and I walked outside with Wes Williams, to go recruit people from off the street again, because when we walked in there was, other than the comedians and myself, there was 3 other people.
It sounds like an average night.
Really?
Yeah.
That's there's usually a lot of people there when I go there.
In the library.
Yeah.
So Keith started hyping
Bird
up.
on the berg.
Keith started hyping up that this was really an Amway convention, not convention, seminar. I'm sorry, it was an Amway seminar.
Clamway?
Clamway.
He was.
Clamway.
That didn't come up. He was going to sell us property in Florida and give us all boats and everything.
He would give us a boat.
And he had a sales pitch and everything.
Oh my
So Wes and I went out to go recruit people from off the street, and like people that walked by, people that were coming out from watching the guy that was on the other stage out in the open play his guitar. We'd be like, hey, there's free comedy back in the back room. Stay for that. Come on in, whatever. This older woman walked by, and Wes says, ma'am, if you want, there's a free comedy show going on in here in like 5 or 10 minutes. She goes, oh, I've been to one of them, and it's vulgar and uncreative or unimaginative. And she like flips her hand up and just walks away. And Wes and I look at each other.
Yeah.
And he just like immediate sadness. Just like I am not vulgar and unimaginative. And I just want to
He
be.
just makes a lot of 80s references that nobody gets.
Yeah.
I just wanted to stand there and be like, you're vulgar and unimaginative.
Yeah.
And then,
I love that.
Wes
Yeah.
just he just kind of like awkwardly laughed, and he's like, yeah, I think we can go back in now. And we turned around and ran in. But fortunately, we did have a good amount of people show up last
That's
minute.
good.
A couple people came in like halfway through the show. Keith blended them in rather well, and by that I mean he yelled at them
Good.
for showing up late.
Yeah, that sounds like Keith.
So it was a good show. We all had fun.
Good.
I didn't get my vote.
Oh.
Aw.
You didn't get your timeshare.
You
Yeah.
can borrow
Yeah.
his. You can
I
borrow
was
his
lied
boat.
to.
I have a boat.
He has a boat.
What a son of a bitch.
Yeah, have to talk to him about that tonight.
Yeah.
Stacey is melting in her chair.
She melts occasionally.
Hey, Perkins.
Can we talk about something,
What?
please?
What?
Hey, Perkins.
No.
Hey, Perkins.
So
I
has
was leaving, but I can't really go anywhere because I can't get out of this couch.
has everyone
Get
heard?
out of the couch.
Has everyone heard the big
Stuck in
news?
it.
Has everyone heard the big news that Marvel announced earlier this week?
Thor or Captain America?
Thor. We'll
Thor.
get to
Okay.
Captain America in a second.
Okay. I don't mind.
I don't know the full
Yeah, I don't
detail, but
mind
I've
either.
heard.
The big
Okay.
news, the big news that Marvel announced earlier this week was that Thor is now going to be a woman. In which
Yep.
in which Mjolnir believes Thor is no longer worthy to wield its power and is handed off to some chick
To some shit.
to
Some clams.
Some
be
kids
more
clams.
more female friendly. So and it's not going to mess up the Avengers movies or anything. It's
No,
just
yeah, no.
It's just in the comic book world.
Right.
But that I don't know.
Can I tell you what my problem with that is?
Go ahead.
It has absolutely nothing to do with the fact that Thor is now a chick. It has everything to do with that they announced this on the motherfucking View.
Nah.
Did they?
Did they
Yes.
really?
I did not. I
That
did
was
not hear
their
that.
platform for
Wow.
announcing this bullshit.
Wow.
Interestingly, though, they announced that Captain America is going to be replaced by the Falcon
Yes.
on the Colbert Report.
Did they? That's
Yes.
cool.
Huh.
That's
View.
better.
The
I
fucking
read-
View. 'Cause
I
it's
read
gonna be a
about
woman.
that.
Of course, it was on the View.
Right.
I read about
exactly.
that earlier today. That
And then Whoopi
Yeah.
Goldberg and the other hands clucked for an
Yeah,
hour and a
clams.
half.
Yeah, 'cause it's like on the Colbert Report, you have actual humor and comedy.
Yeah.
Kind of
Yeah.
like, even if it's like a bad thing that's going on, it can at least be masked.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, it's on the View. It's just like, yeah, menopause. I can't take it.
Yeah,
In a world ruled by men, we chicks have to stand up for ourselves.
Maybe
They're
stop
feminist.
calling yourselves chicks. Maybe that would be a plus and a half.
Plus and a
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a plus and a minus
Yeah.
or a line.
plus and a line.
But
Yeah. Plus line.
The angle that they're going with Captain America is that Steve Rogers is getting too old to be Captain America anymore.
Okay.
And he's handing everything over to his partner and best friend.
That's a good choice.
So now, and again, this is only in the comic book world.
Right.
Because they're not just going to recast the entire Avengers movies.
The Falcon is in the Avengers
Is in the second.
Yeah.
Is in the second Captain America.
In the third one, you think he'll be Captain
I don't
America?
know. That's a good theory.
Yeah.
So how similar are the comics to the movies?
Sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just collapse giant
I imagine.
volumes into
Yeah, I was
2
gonna say.
hours.
I imagine since the world of comic book superheroes is so complicated.
I would like to pose a theory.
Go ahead.
Okay, has War Machine ever been Iron Man?
I don't think so.
So, I'm going to spoil the beginning of the Avengers 2 to everybody.
The beginning.
Yeah, even though it's not out yet, I know like the bit of the premise. The villain is Ultron, who is a giant fucking computer that builds robots for itself and never actually dies because it's a computer. In the comics, Ant-Man, the greatest
Ant-Man.
superhero of all
Why
time.
Okay, hold on. Can I interrupt you for a
Yeah.
second? Why the fuck does everybody want Ant-Man?
Ant-Man.
It's an interesting premise.
I want Captain Marvel.
He can shrink himself down.
He can also get
Okay.
bigger.
That's cool.
Well, he can also get like fucking big, but he retains his strength when he's small too. So when he's small, he still has the same strength as
Yeah,
Yeah, so can Apache Chief.
Well, yeah. You don't see a movie about fucking him, do you?
Because
We already got enough problems with the Washington Redskins being offensive.
Oh,
You
God.
can't have Apache Chief movie running around.
No, you can't.
I think that they are doing an Ant-Man movie. You know, that movie's had all sorts of problems in development and shit. I think they wanted to get it out.
Ant-Man.
I think they wanted to get it out before the Avengers 2.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Because
it
in the
sounds
comics,
stupid.
Ant-Man creates Ultron. In the Avengers 2, Stark who's Iron Man for everybody who doesn't fucking know. Iron Man creates Ultron.
Yeah.
I have a possible theory. It's probably wrong, but I thought of this today and thought it might be a really interesting plot line. If after all the destruction that Ultron causes at the end of the movie, Tony Stark hangs up the Iron Man suit and Rhodey, who is War Machine, jumps in, which would be interesting.
And
because the actual Avengers change all the fucking time.
Yeah.
So it won't surprise me that the movies would do the same.
Yeah.
Because going with the Avengers changing all the time.
Yeah.
Wolverine was an Avenger.
He wasn't until recently.
Spider-Man
was an Avenger.
Yeah, but he couldn't be in the movies because it's two different
I
licenses.
play a game that's nothing but Avengers. There's 120 characters in that game right
Oh
now.
my god.
In the original Avengers, not original, but
early.
in the original run of the Avengers, along the lines, Wolverine becomes an Avenger, Spider-Man becomes an Avenger.
Wasp is supposed to be in the movie.
Yes.
He was like female Ant-Man with wings.
Yeah.
So it's better.
She was one of the original Avengers and like the big fucking leader. So she's important to story.
Yeah.
You know?
I think
Go ahead.
Ant-Man
Sorry.
is a stupid idea.
It's okay.
No.
It's not horrible. It's a smart idea. Especially the maneuver that he has where like when he's growing in size he retains momentum, so he starts uppercutting when he's small and gets bigger, and it's like so much momentum in a punch it fucks shit up.
Yeah.
That's genius.
That's
a genius
I just
move.
want to back up for a second.
Physics.
And Hank Pym, who is Ant-Man, is like one of the smartest dudes in the Marvel universe.
Physics.
He's got that.
Physics.
Yeah.
I just want to back up for a second. You said about
He's crazy as shit.
You said about the Avengers changing, which we just covered, and you said about Tony hanging up the Iron Man suit and Warm.
I just imagine him putting it on a clothesline.
Yeah. It just falls down. It's so fucking heavy.
It just I don't care. He walks away, but Tony hanging up the Iron Man suit and War Machine stepping in.
Yeah,
that would work.
It would,
because Robert Downey Jr.'s contract is slowly wrapping up.
That's why I'm thinking of this also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that would make sense.
And I saw a still of like the first stills that they put out, and the dude who plays War Machine, it's Don Cheadle, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he's in that still. So he's in the movie somewhere.
Yeah.
Wouldn't surprise me. It would not surprise me. And it would be pretty cool. Because Ultron's going to fuck shit up. More than Loki in the first Avengers movie. Because Ultron is fucking Ultron.
Yeah.
Why does everyone think Tom Hiddleston is hot?
He's not.
Is that Loki?
Yeah.
He really isn't. I don't get it.
He's British and he's polite. And
Loki is like the
thinks he's hot.
only person I can think of that I could cosplay really well.
Probably.
Yeah.
Would you ever cosplay?
I don't know. The situation called for it. Which it never does. Ever.
That one party that Erica had that I was going to go to but didn't.
But it was the only time you decided to go somewhere.
Yeah. I was going to dress up as Arthur Dent because that was really easy. You just put on...
Arthur Dent?
Yeah, from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Oh, yeah.
All you have to do is...
For a while, I thought you didn't know who Two-Face was.
Yeah.
Almost there,
Yeah.
Arthur's his brother.
Yeah. He's British for some reason. I don't know how that works.
Cousin.
All you have to do is put...
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, all you have to do is put on a bathrobe, stick a fish in your ear, and you're done.
There you go. It's that simple.
Yeah.
And there wasn't a costume
What
party.
did you gaff about?
Did you hear about the new Fantastic Four movie?
I did
No.
not. I did.
They're going to fuck it up so bad.
Oh.
Okay, I want to hear
I
about
saw
that.
an interview, or like a quote from an interview.
Wait, hold on a second. Is this not the original cast from the first two?
No, it's a new cast.
It's a new cast, and fucking
I don't know anybody who's in it.
I know that one of them is black that shouldn't be.
Yeah, that's one thing.
Yes, I've heard about
this
it.
Is why they're going to fuck it up.
I've seen the
Human
cast.
Torch is black now.
Yeah, see,
which is weird
when
because
you
Human
switch up-
Torch and Invisible Woman are related, brother and sister.
Yes.
They're
Invisible
adopted.
Woman's still white.
They're adopted.
Which, well, yeah, it doesn't necessarily mean anything, but it's weird. But here's the thing. I saw a quote from an interview with the person playing Invisible Woman, and she said, I had never read a comic book before in my life. And the director said, that's okay, we are not doing anything close to the source material.
It's gonna be...
That's why everyone was so upset about World War Z, because they were just like, well, you know, we just interpreted it differently.
It's gonna suck.
And by interpreted it differently, they mean we
wrote a new movie.
Yeah.
We put World War Z on a movie we had already written.
Wasn't there an interview with Brad Pitt where he was like, yeah, the director was like, we have our own way of doing this movie.
It's going to be awful. It's going to be so bad. Nobody is going to like it. The one from the 80s is going to be better than this.
Wow.
But, I feel like the new run of Fantastic Four is going to be like Amazing Spider-Man for me. I know Amazing Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man series and the regular Tobey Maguire Spider-Man series are actually two different comics.
Yeah. I don't like Amazing Spider-Man.
I never liked the
I
Amazing...
haven't seen them yet.
I haven't either, but it's instead of getting bitten by radioactive spider, he just builds a suit that does like Batman.
That's why I never liked the Amazing Spider-Man series.
Okay.
Is because it wasn't like he wasn't a mutant, he was just Batman, only Spider.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's iffy.
Yeah. So the
cartoon was a lot like that too, in a way, because he always had like from the '90s cartoons, because he always had like the web fluid shit, but he was still a fucking Spider-Man. It's like, why does he have web fluid shit if he's Spider-Man? Why? What is wrong with you people? Because the commercials always ended the same way, where he's swinging, and then all of a sudden he's not, and he's like, oh no, the fucking web fluid, and the commercial comes back, and he's like, oh, it was just jam, and he goes on about his way. Yeah. That was every commercial break ever.
That's just the guy that came out of the psych ward.
What?
No,
Here's another thing that people are
combo breaker.
Here's another thing that people are needlessly upset about, and that is the Superman versus Batman movie that's coming
Superman
out.
sucks.
Whatever.
Does anybody here like Superman?
Hold on.
Not really.
While we're on this, I want to get this out of the way. Last night at Midtown Scholar, I got there way too early, and I ended up watching the improv group, who were actually rather.
Oh,
good.
I imagine so. Yeah. You should see Liz Curtis and Andy Shaw's improv group. I was gonna say Don't Break the Streak, but that was Steve Maroney's.
Yeah. I don't know what theirs is called.
Oh man, I know it.
I want to make this quick because I don't want to lose track on.
Okay, go ahead. It doesn't matter. Go ahead.
One of the bits that they did was Three-Headed Genius, where the audience gave them something, like the audience proposed a question, and the three-headed genius had to answer the question, and
one word at a time.
One word at a time.
Yeah.
And one person said, "Who would win between Batman and Superman?" And the gray-haired guy, if you remember him,
I've never seen the group.
well, even just in passing,
No.
he ended up being the last one. One of the girls said Captain, and he ended up saying Marvel, and that made me so happy because he just went fucking way out of the way.
Yeah.
Well, I guess she started it, but that made me happy because I love Captain Marvel so much.
That's pretty cool.
So I just wanted to get that out.
Captain Marvel.
Shazam will
Yeah.
fucking beat everyone's ass.
Second leg.
So anyway, yeah, the Superman versus Batman movie. I don't understand what people's problem is that. Who's the guy who's playing Batman in this one? The Boston guy with the big
Affleck.
chin.
Yeah, Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
So people were pissed
cares?
about that.
Well, people have been mad about that for a long time.
And we've talked about that before, where it's we know him from other roles,
Yes.
Yeah.
and we know Batman from other roles,
Yeah.
and trying to
Batman as Batman.
People didn't think
yeah
that Keaton would be good, but he was.
yeah
He was,
Yeah.
yeah. And
So-
it's essentially like what was one of the big movies he was in recently, Ben Affleck.
I have no
Yeah.
idea. I don't watch stuff that he's in.
Yeah, whatever big movie he was in, it's like they pick him up from that movie because that's the only thing that they know him from recently,
Yeah.
and drop him in a Batman suit, and that's what you're going to get.
And then everybody,
That's everyone's outlook.
and then
on it.
everybody was pissed that the Bat logo on his chest is like gained 20 pounds.
And there,
Fucking cares?
have you seen the evolution of the bat symbol?
Yeah,
picture?
it
Yeah.
changes
There's-
constantly.
There's like
Yeah.
25 pictures. There's
Yeah.
like 25 different
Also,
logos of it.
they changed the way that the Superman story goes.
Really?
Oh, yeah?
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, in the first one, the Man of Steel one.
Oh,
You did?
Yeah, a little bit.
What did you do?
Like, one of the big things was that his
He's gay.
suit is different, and they have a reason.
No,
for,
not the
for-
Green Lantern.
They have a reason for his being there.
Oh, I know that.
And all that
I
stuff.
thought that was pretty clever.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did. See,
I mean that's smart.
yeah, I liked that movie. I mean, it wasn't like the best superhero movie ever, but I liked it enough. So when people are like, "Oh,
What a good
Superman
reason to see a
versus
movie."
Batman movie," it's not Christopher Nolan and the guy that played Batman last. I forgot his name. I'm
Christian
terrible.
Bale.
I'm terrible at
Bale, yeah.
remembering actor names.
It's not the other guy.
It's not the other guy.
It's,
It's not what you think.
At least
Not
it's
what it
not.
looks
like.
At least it's
Bullshit.
not George Clooney.
Him as Batman?
Yeah,
Him as
he was
Batman.
Batman. He
Him and his
was
Bat
Batman.
nipples.
I don't know.
Why did I not know that?
I'm just gonna come out and say I kind of enjoyed that movie a little bit.
Well,
Which one-
you have
which
to
one was
enjoy
he
it
in?
just because of how it.
Huh?
Which one was he in? The Joker?
Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
With
Oh,
Mr.
see that.
Freeze and
Mr.
Poison
Freeze.
Ivy.
That one's
I didn't
terrible.
see that one.
I
liked
like the
it.
one with Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
That
'cause
was,
he fit that role.
that was a Tim Burton one, wasn't
Jim, yeah, it was.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's Jim Goddamn Carrey.
Yep.
The,
That's his full name.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you told me.
Yeah. Didn't think you knew
Yeah.
it?
that.
Oh, middle
I
name
didn't
ain't
know that.
goddamn for nothing.
the guy who played the Joker in that one, I forget his name too.
Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson, yes.
Oh, that would. Yeah.
The guy that's only good at playing completely insane, crazy roles.
Yeah.
It's because he has that insane, crazy look.
Yeah.
That's why he did The Shining.
Yeah.
for God's sakes.
Here's Johnny. That was alright. I actually think Heath Ledger did a better job.
I think
Well,
so. I
it's
loved
two
it,
different
yeah.
Jokers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the Joker
yeah.
in a dark environment, and it's the Joker in a what
What?
Batman was environment.
whatever Tim Burton was thinking of.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with those.
No.
Yeah.
I did not like, for one sole part, and I can't remember which one it is. I think it was a Michael Keaton one.
Okay.
Where Harvey Dent was, I can't remember what his name
Batman.
is. No.
That was a weird twist.
Good
Was,
guess.
Who would have seen it coming?
Billy D. Williams.
I have the Batman.
That's what it was.
Billy D.
Yeah, Billy D. Williams was Harvey Dent. So Two-Face was
Right.
black. It was in that one movie. I can't remember which one it was.
I don't know which one.
I think it
I
was.
thought that was the first one. Where he
I wanna-
makes the cameo or whatever.
Yeah, I want to say it was a Michael Keaton Batman.
Yeah.
I see.
But I didn't like that solely because they strayed from.
Because they changed the character for no reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like with Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not that I have a problem with Billy D. Williams being Harvey Dent, but if Harvey Dent was originally black, then hell's yeah, I would want Billy D. Williams over anybody else.
I always
What's he
think
in?
back to.
He was Lando Calrissian.
Oh, okay.
I always think back to this John Caparulo joke, which is when the new Spider-Man was coming out, the Amazing Spider-Man movies. Some people were like, "Why isn't Spider-Man black? Why can't Spider-Man be black?" And he goes, "I don't know. Why can't Precious be played by a fucking skinny white chick? I don't because he's not. Okay, how about that?"
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why the Fantastic Four is gonna eat shit.
Yeah.
Do you
There
think
was
that's
a-
anything to do with Disney now having
I
Marvel?
could be.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I say that plays a big part.
What?
Disney owns everything.
They own Marvel.
us.
They own LucasArts
Yep.
and films.
Do they own LucasArts?
Yeah. They,
Yeah.
Yeah. I looked it up before the merger or the buyout rather.
Yeah.
LucasArts had not quite 200 staffed employees.
Wow.
After the buyout, they had 12.
Yep.
Because Disney thought that the Star Wars games were too violent, so they ended
Really?
Of course, it's
They
Disney.
ended, they ended up shutting down all. That's why the new, what was it? Battlefront never came out.
1313.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought Battlefront 3 did come out.
No.
They own ABC and A&E,
Yeah.
Really?
ESPN.
That's weird.
They own like
Oh, you
half the
looked it up.
country.
Yeah.
I just said they own
I
us.
googled what does D, and it auto-completed what does Disney own.
Wow. Yeah, Disney owns everything in the entire world.
Speaking of Fantastic Four,
I do the Fantastic Four with 4 completely different people.
Fantastic
get
Four
the
with
shit-
like 6 people.
Well, they had a lot of swap-ins. She-Hulk was Fantastic Four. Ghost Rider was Fantastic Four.
She-Hulk.
Let's
Yeah.
get Nick Cage back in these Marvel movies.
Yes!
Let's get Nick Cage in the Avengers 3.
There you go.
You know, I thought Ghost Rider was alright.
It was all right.
was.
Yeah.
I didn't really like the second one
They
as much as the
sucked
first.
at putting their villains out there.
Yeah.
Because once again, they're like, we'll just make it whatever we want. No.
I feel
My dad was in
that
that movie.
I feel that most comic book sequels are not as good as the first.
Well, that's with a lot of
Yeah.
movies.
Sequels in
there,
general.
there's if I could think of anybody off the top of my head.
Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
So it's like all the Saw movies. They just slowly went to.
Well, they're all the same anyway.
Well, they are all the same, but they slowly just went to shit.
Deal with the devil.
Thanks, Uncle Keith. I have
That's
something
about
to
right.
actually talk about.
Okay. Go right ahead.
Speaking of Fantastic Four, I would
Fantastic
really.
Six.
I'm going to look up who was in the Fantastic Four.
You should look up who's in the
So I can
Fantastic
tell
Six.
you. Okay, I should.
I would really love to see not just another, but a better appearance of Galacticus.
Oh yeah, that's the guy.
Yeah.
That's the villain who like can never be defeated or whatever.
The one that
Yeah.
that swallows planets.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one.
And-
I
and-
confuse him with Ultron for some reason.
Yeah,
They-
I do the same thing.
They're enormous and they kill things.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But-
Then on a T-shirt.
Galacticus has the Silver Surfer as an employee. The Silver Surfer goes out and finds worlds for Galacticus to eat.
Oh,
That's his job.
Yeah.
so that's what that was in the
Second Fantastic Four movie.
Huh.
I thought
Yeah.
Galacticus was like a giant robot guy.
He's portrayed as such in the animated series.
Okay. What is he like in comics?
Oh, wow.
He eats planets.
Well, what does he look like?
He's
Galactus?
he looks the same.
Okay.
He's just gigantic as shit.
He's
obviously.
a big purple dude.
Yeah, I knew that.
Do you remember the brief scene in the second Fantastic Four movie where there was a thunderstorm
Yeah.
and there was a flash of lightning and a silhouette Oh, Galacticus was in the
okay.
clouds.
Yeah, that was awful. It looked terrible.
Well, yeah, that was really the only Galacticus sighting we've ever seen.
Stop calling him Galacticus.
I can't remember what his name is. Galactamonkey.
Galactopotamus.
Galactapooter.
I can't remember what his name is.
So,
Galactabetes.
Galactus. So,
You're
I
just adding
apologize.
So for 3 issues, the
What did you say,
Fantastic
Stacey?
Four was...
I said Galactic Perkins, but anyway.
Galactic Perkins.
I need a whole
So for
galaxy
3
right
issues, the
now.
Fantastic Four was the Hulk, Spider-Man, Wolverine, and Ghost Rider.
For the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Nice.
Isn't that something?
That's bizarre.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a preset team in Marvel Ultimate Alliance. I think it is.
Yeah?
I think so.
I feel
now
pretty
you
proud of
know why.
myself. I usually consider myself to not know anything about comics, but I'm staying in the game so
Yeah.
far.
I am,
Never
I am too,
Thanks
for the most
playing.
part.
Yeah.
Just
Good
because
job.
I'm going, yeah.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah, that happened. Huh?
Erica, tell us what you know about Marvel.
The more you know.
They're a comic book series, or they own a comic book series, whatever. That's about
It's
it.
a comic
I own a
books,
comic
yeah.
book se-
Yeah, that's my knowledge of.
You know
Marvel.
that
We should do trivia questions and see which one of these 3 should
I was
answer
just
Wes.
about to say we should do that thing that Rooster Teeth did.
Gavin or Google, except Marvel.
No,
You did
random
that-
Marvel information. Okay,
You
gotcha.
did that with me to guess the video game by the sound, and I did
Oh
good.
yeah, we did that.
I did good.
on my podcast.
You mean you did well?
I
Hashtag
did
it.
good.
Hashtag
she,
Littlefinger.
she did really good.
I did great.
No, on the Hodge podcast, the podcast I used to do, we did a thing once where you had video game theme songs played, and you had to name the video game. That was pretty cool.
The only
If I
I
could
didn't
get
pass
them on
the-
my phone, I would definitely listen to
I
them.
didn't pass
Yeah.
the test, but that's because for 2 of them, I had a first guess,
And you went with something.
and I went with something else, but my first guess
Yeah.
was right, and the one was Zelda. I'm like, I want to say Zelda, but
I
I'm not
forgot
sure.
all about that shit.
Yep. And
We
I
played
didn't
that
say
like 4
Zelda.
or 5 different times. It got real hard after a while.
Yeah.
I did good though.
Yeah.
Good.
Good.
I did good.
I was good.
I is good at thing.
So if there was any topic out there that you guys would say you are the worst at, that the rest of us could quiz you on,
Girls.
what would you
No.
say that? What?
I don't know.
Yeah. What would you say that would be?
Math.
Math.
Yeah, yeah. Damn, I don't know.
Books.
Books.
Yeah,
School.
yeah. You know what? Anything literary.
Oh, yeah?
I wouldn't know shit.
Really?
Really?
I don't
You didn't
read,
strike me as-
motherfucker.
Well, I don't either, but you didn't strike me as
Alright.
that.
Yeah. Comics would kind of be.
I
like
know
that
a lot
for
about
me.
reading.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I
Stacey,
know there's pages, and you turn them.
There's a
That's-
lot of
And they have
ads.
words and picture. Well,
They
very
have
little.
words.
They have very little words. Very little words. Very little words.
As in the words are
A
tiny.
and at.
Stacey, what would you say?
They have describing words.
What would you be worst at as far as topics?
Must.
Everything you guys talk about on the podcast.
Ha! That's
Honestly,
funny.
that's why I don't talk much because I don't know what you guys are talking about. So I
For
just
me, like
say-
the knowledge I know is like I know the superheroes, but I don't know
Anything
most of
about
their
them?
background stories.
Okay.
I mean, I like Batman.
Right.
I've seen the Avengers,
Mandarin.
but I can't really say much about them. Man,
Thank you for your input.
You know who's a fucking stupid ass
Mandarin.
villain?
Mandarin.
No, the Submariner.
He's not a villain.
I thought he was a villain. Oh no, that's right. I'm sorry. I apologize.
He was
Take
just
that
kidding.
back.
Yeah.
He's Marvel's Aquaman.
Yep.
He's either way, villain or not, he's stupid as shit, and his name is just dumb.
Namor.
The
Submariner.
Submariner.
See, and that's I also.
He's not in this game yet, and that pisses off a lot of people.
Who's the Submariner?
Submariner?
Yeah, he's
He
not.
sounds
He's
dumb.
not in the Marvel game that I play yet, and people keep going, "Where is he?" It's been like a year now.
That's Batman.
Yeah.
You're in the Marvel thing.
They're just gonna have to have like all the Marvel characters
That's
in that game, even the
about.
even the obscure '70s ones that nobody likes.
They're doing the Guardians of the Galaxy stuff now.
That doesn't surprise me.
Well, speaking of Batman, with what's his name? Who's the new Batman? His name escaped me.
Christian Bale.
No, the new one.
Ben Affleck.
No.
Ben Affleck. People have been jokingly wondering what he's going to sound like. If it's going to be more
More cancerous?
If it's going to sound more like words, or if it's just going to be like...
Perkins. Yeah.
I think that's a good thing that I just thought of.
Perkins?
Perkins.
No.
Let's go to Perkins.
Perkins was always good.
I think the reason why I liked the
Christian Bale.
no, the one before it.
Anything puppy.
George Clooney Batman
Yeah.
is because he
With bat nipples.
it's
Yeah.
because he
They
actually.
made the movie.
I think the reason why I like that one more than any
I
of
think they were in
them.
the credits.
The Quidditch.
The
The
credits.
Quidditch.
They were in Quidditch.
I think I liked that because George Clooney actually. Shut up! I'm trying. George Clooney.
This is a close set, motherfucker.
George Clooney actually talked
Yeah.
Yeah.
as Bruce and as Batman
Yeah.
because
But that's
Michael
bad
Keaton.
cover.
Michael Keaton.
You know, you
whis-
sound like Bruce Wayne. No, I don't.
Michael Keaton whispered,
Yeah.
Right.
and Christian Bale just.
Horror.
We got. And then.
And then I'm Batman.
Yeah.
And what's the next one gonna be? Batman! Healy Batman.
Is that what Ben Affleck sounds like?
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
That's why I don't watch his movies.
Ben Affleck.
Affleck.
He's a duck.
Nobody's made that joke before.
Bat
Yeah.
duck.
Bat duck, yeah, I like that.
He's not Gilbert Gottfried, I'll tell you that.
Nope.
Well, Gilbert Godfrey's no longer the Affleck. duck.
Why did he get fired
No,
from
he's-
that?
Because
Did he
It's a
yell
9/11
something?
joke.
yeah.
Oh.
There's something about how he couldn't stay, he had to go catch a flight, and they were going to make a pit stop at the Twin Towers.
Oh, God. Was it
I wonder what his real voice sounds like.
That is his
that?
real voice.
That is his real voice.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Yes.
And
That's how he
haven't
really
you heard
talks.
the Howard Stern thing where he called in
Yeah.
and he sounded pretty much like me?
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's just a stage thing.
Really?
Like he
Yeah, I
doesn't
thought it was.
actually squint and he doesn't actually sound like that.
No, because I don't know.
No, don't shut up. Don't ruin the illusion.
Did you guys know he has a podcast? Yeah.
Nice.
I was looking for good podcasts to listen to at work, and I found it was something like the Gilbert Godfrey Amazing Hour Show or something like that.
Wow.
And
Nice.
I can just imagine like an hour of, well, I think that this other thing, another thing,
Let me tell you about Lisa Lampanelli's vagina.
I just peeked out the audio.
We all did.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, that man is a man.
Yeah, he's orange.
No, that's George Hamilton.
I don't know who that is.
I thought it was the tanning one.
I'm surprised I still remember who George
I told you,
Hamilton
I'm bad with actors. Who's the guy I didn't
is. George
recognize?
Hamilton is not an actor.
Oh, well, see, that's what I'm
That's
saying.
why
I don't
he's
know
so
actors.
bad.
He's an entrepreneur.
Okay.
That's a fancy word for you to do shit.
He has money
And orange.
and orange.
He has orange.
He has orange money.
Yeah. he's so tan.
He
He's orange.
is orange.
Not the orange money.
That's my favorite kind when I'm playing
He's
Monopoly.
so green. He's purple.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
You got it.
What was going on before I said something? You asked when I said George Hamilton. Who's the guy that did what?
That I didn't recognize either, the comedian. That I didn't recognize from earlier when we were over there.
From earlier.
We were over there.
Well,
The
this is
father, the
riveting
grandfather of
conversation.
comedy.
Oh, Don Rickles?
Yeah, I didn't know who that was.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
Stacy knows who Don Rickles is.
I
in
know
case
who
he
he is.
doesn't.
Hello.
That kind of surprised me,
Yeah, that is very surprising.
but I still love you.
Okay.
Just not as much.
It's
Should've been the other way around.
we were talking about Don Rickles because I brought up the conversation that we had a few weeks ago or last week, either one, about the cast for a live action King of the Hill.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, and you
Oh.
want Don Rickles to be Cotton?
No,
What? What do you mean no?
hold on, I'll get there. That night when I went home, I ended up looking up King of the Hill live cast, and there's several forums
Oh, I guarantee you there is.
specifically for this. And I was right. 100% of everyone said that John Redcorn should be Dwayne The Rock Johnson. As I said.
Okay.
It was about... It was...
Enoch Chuck.
Enoch Chuck. It was about 75% Danny DeVito for Cotton, 25% Don Rickles. If they could somehow have a child together, that would be great. Because I think they both would be perfect for it.
I fought in the war. That was Danny DeVito.
Yes. Bill would be played by Bill's original voice actor. Because he looks a lot like Bill, apparently.
Okay.
Boomhauer would
no
be...
meal for old Bill.
Boomhauer would be Matthew McConaughey. And
that's actually really good.
And people were saying Tom Hanks for Hank.
Huh.
You know what?
Yeah, that would work.
Good.
He's got a square enough head.
Yeah.
And
I said Tom Arnold.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty good.
I think he's too goofy to be Hank.
Goofy.
Well, he could probably be less goofy.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I for some reason just typecast him as goofy, and I can't take him seriously.
Yeah. Well, when you marry Roseanne,
and then like we said, Peggy would be Tina Fey.
Yeah.
That actually worked
that
out
would work
well.
really good.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
I feel like Tom Hanks and Tina Fey would be a good couple.
Yeah. Luann would be the other one.
The other one.
Amy
the
Poehler.
blonde one. Yeah.
Amy
Poehler. Okay.
And Nancy would be, what's her name from My Name is Earl?
Crabman.
Crabman's wife.
Jamie Priestley.
Yeah. She'd be Nancy. I can't remember who Dale was.
I was watching the news today, and they were talking about a guy who had escaped from jail, and it looked exactly like Crabman. Because it just came out. I was like, Crabman! There he is.
I've watched every episode of that show at least 3 times.
It's a good show.
It is.
It's a high quality television.
High quality television.
And
turn down for what?
And Octavia would be Danny Trejo.
Yeah.
No.
Hell yeah. Danny
Or,
Trejo.
No.
Octavio? Dale's hired Mexican assistant.
Who played Whiplash in Iron Man 2?
Oh.
I couldn't tell you.
I know.
He was the wrestler, and I can't remember what his name is.
We have laptops in front of us. Why don't we look this up?
I'm on it.
Okay, you go for it.
Iron Man 2 cast. He was Mickey Rourke.
That's right.
Okay.
Yep.
He'd be who?
Octavia.
No. He's not Mexican enough to be Octavia.
That's why you need Danny
What defines
Trejo.
being Mexican enough?
Danny Trejo.
Just
Danny Trejo.
Look up King of the Hill Octavia. And you'll see why I believe it should be Danny Trejo.
It is the perfect part.
Octavio.
Oh, I thought you were going to look it up too.
Okay, yeah, it does look like. Oh, hey, look
Danny
at that!
Trejo. See,
He popped up.
I told you.
Is it played by him?
No, it is not.
Okay.
At least I don't think so.
Let's find out.
I can't remember who everyone else would be. There were a couple people in the
Billy
forum.
Bob Thornton.
Billy Bob Thornton
yeah?
would be Buck Strickland. Is
I
what
saw
think.
that as Dale.
Who would work as Dale? Seems to be a difficult
Johnny
one.
Depp.
Johnny Depp.
Really?
That's what it said on here.
That's a little
Are you in
weird.
one of the forums?
But he's not a lead role. He couldn't be. He couldn't be Dale.
Eh.
I don't know. But
Let's see if I
that's
can
just
find.
it's interesting to think about. And
Jason Alexander is Bill.
yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking of him as George Costanza.
Yeah.
So I feel like he'd play a better Cotton. Just because I know he could just erupt in anger at the drop of a hat for no reason.
Alright.
Oh. So you guys want to talk about what happened at the Comedy Zone?
Yes.
Yeah.
What happened?
What happened?
Nothing.
Well, let's just recount the tales.
Oh.
Because we went back there for the first time since...
8 comedians in 12 minutes to get
7.
comedy.
7 comedians.
Yeah.
Thought
It was
there was
7 comedians performing one at a time for 6 comedians.
And then 2 people in the back.
Yeah.
They stayed.
Right.
Yeah.
They're
I'm
cool
surprised.
people.
Yeah, I'm surprised they did.
Yep.
I actually had like 8 more audience members.
Yeah, well.
And then Wes went up and then they all left.
Didn't like... Wasn't there like 3 people that left after Valec's set?
Yeah.
No, I'm surprised we didn't.
Yeah. We should have just been like, we're going right to John's.
Okay.
We'll see.
I honestly thought he was funny, but in his
Yeah,
own...
it was pretty good.
What was that
his
joke he
own,
had?
like, he's so dumb, he's funny.
What was that?
What was that face one?
Yeah.
Oh, where he said,
I can't get off
help,
my
I
face."
can't get off my face.
Okay,
I'm
there we
calling
go.
and I can't get off my face.
Yeah, that was quite a moment.
Yeah.
That's why fat people don't shower, because if they fall, they can't get up off their face.
Yeah.
Sure, okay.
Yeah, that's what he said.
They,
That's valid.
I feel like I was
Holy Mr. Fat
right in
Guy.
the middle as far as quality.
Okay.
Because my 12-minute set was my entire arsenal of jokes.
Yeah.
You did 12 minutes. You did
But
12
I did it.
minutes.
Happened.
You
I
did
did
12
it.
minutes.
I feel like you're too fidgety.
Yeah, I am.
I just want to be honest.
Yeah, I am too fidgety, but I've always
Yeah, but he was nervous.
I want to be honest. You suck.
Yeah. You're just terrible, terrible.
He doesn't suck.
Terrible, terrible.
You don't suck.
No, you don't.
No!
You're
But-
too fidgety.
Yeah, I feel like as far as I've gone, which has been like 3 months or something like that,
Yeah.
I'm pretty middle of the
Well, then you
road.
should already be Wes Williams by now.
I'm not that good. See, unlike
I
Wes...
died during his set.
See,
Oh my god.
The difference between me and Wes Williams is Wes Williams is funny.
It's a good quality to have.
It is, especially when you're doing stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
You haven't told Valak that.
I really just do it as a hobby.
get
It's
there.
not something I really want to get into, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just something I do for fun.
Yeah.
Now, as for stuff you probably wondered, that I want to actually continue doing.
Do forever.
We're gonna do it tonight.
What?
Comedy.
Yeah, I can.
I think
This
she
is not
missed
another
half of
12
your
minutes,
sentence.
I was still in the comedy.
Yeah, Nick Aldinger was the host.
Nick Aldinger sucked as the host.
Yeah.
So, how about this guy who's not here? Shut up! Do something.
Here's the next guy that's coming on stage.
His name is Perkins. I mean,
His name is
what a
Perkins.
freak.
He didn't want to do the...
I know he didn't.
That's fine.
But that's what he's known for in our circle of retarded people.
That's true.
Our circle of retarded people.
How disappointed would we have been if Charlie had never said folks?
Oh my god.
Yeah, he only said it once, though.
Yeah.
But I feel...
He was way under quota.
Way under quote.
Quota! Quotes!
I feel like if he never said folks, he would have said something else that we would have caught on to.
Yeah.
Probably would have been something horribly racist. Folks! What?
Smokes!
Yes!
No, that's too obvious.
Oh, okay. I can't even do his...
What is this?
I can't even do his voice anyway.
That's what that slap would have done.
Yep.
Bugs.
Krauts!
Krauts.
That's
Oh, like he has a problem with white people.
I was gonna say sauerkraut.
Oh yeah, sauerkraut. He's all about that. Yeah, but he says that in a happy man. Oh, kraut! Yeah.
Ow, 4 hot dogs in a bucket of kraut.
I thought he was just gonna have 4 hot dogs in a bucket. Oh, that's a snack! Bucket included!
The 4 hot dogs are carried around in a bucket because they're so big.
Oh yeah.
Bucket of hot dogs.
Yeah.
No, then they're not
That's
hot.
what's painted on the side of the bucket.
No, it's just
Bucket dogs.
just a bucket of meat.
And
Because
I
then
bet-
at that point, they're not hot dogs.
I bet you an elephant could fit in that bucket.
Welcome to Bucket Dogs, home of the Bucket Dog. May I take your order?
Yeah, I want 2 bucket dogs, please.
I would
Bucket
like
of
the
dogs.
franchise! So,
I really need to find the novelization of Good Burger.
Please.
I know it's in my basement somewhere. I just have to
The
find it.
novelization.
I can give you the movie.
No, I know we
You're
have
missing the point, Eric.
Yeah.
I know.
Novelization.
It's
know.
a good inch thick.
If you needed a reminder.
I will come out of my reading retirement just to read that.
Reading retirement. I love that show.
Now today we're
That's his
going
new
to
one.
read Gladys Goes into Dementia.
Chapter 1. How does it start again?
Who are you people?
Chapter 1.
end.
I
Speaking
put a
of-
koala on my head and went naked down the freeway.
Speaking of that, I have these.
Speaking of putting a koala on your head and running naked down the freeway?
No, people
Holy
going.
shit, that's a
People
great
going
segue.
senile, like having dimension shit. I was making
Dimensions?
dimensions.
People transversing dimensions and shit.
Wiggly wobbly timey-wimey.
Yes.
Hypercubes.
Anyway,
Triangles and squares.
Triangle.
triangles and
Illuminati.
squares and Illuminati,
Lenore.
circus.
Like Scooby-Doo. Lenore.
Anyway, so I was making lunch today. Went back to my room. I was in the kitchen making lunch. Went back to my room and
As
grabbed
you
some.
do.
Yes. Well,
I was-
some people make lunch in other rooms. I don't know.
I like to make.
So I'm
I like to
making
make
lunch in the
lunch in the
garage.
attic.
I was making lunch in my study. Out of books.
I was studying how to make a sandwich.
I mean, sometimes you just have to grab it and then take
34
it.
years old and I've never made a sandwich before. Never taught. Ain't gonna learn. Ain't gonna be
Anyway,
taught. Don't need no
so
one.
I
Don't
went.
need nothing. Don't need no one. Don't need you. Don't need me.
I
Who
went
says
back.
this?
I went back out to the kitchen, and my dad was standing there staring at something.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say your dad was standing there eating your sandwich you just made.
How'd you do that?
That's what senile people do.
I was
No,
in the attic.
and he was faced.
I'm silly.
His back was to me, and he was staring at something, but there was nothing to stare at. So I'm like,
Did you punch him in the kidney?
I should have. I was like, what are you staring at? He's like, there's some guy at the door, but he's not knocking on the door or anything. He's just standing there yelling at someone. I think it's our senile neighbor and his wife. This guy was standing at our
Who's the
side door,
senile
just standing
ones?
there, and his wife was like, "Bless you, dear."
I think you need to change your pants.
No, but I do have to poop.
Yeah, then you do have to change your pants. Man, that was like a solid.
The dog heard that one.
The dog was jealous.
How do I do such a thing?
I want to be blamed for that one.
That's going in sound.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that was some.
I want to find that.
Back in 20 minutes.
Good luck.
Have
Good.
fun.
I want us to go back and find the
Okay,
sound
well,
clip.
alright.
Remember 57 minutes.
Are we gonna be able to hear? It's just so quiet here.
Hope you're dumb.
Anyway.
Hope your dumb senile story can top that shit.
It won't. It won't
Not
now.
literal shit.
Go on.
I think you've done it at this point.
No, I was. And they were just standing in our driveway. He walked away from his wife up to our front door, not even knock or ring the doorbell, and just stood there by our front door.
What do you want?
And
A
she
cup
would-
of sugar?
No, he didn't know where he was. And then she's standing there yelling,
Oh,
"Stop
Daddy."
kicking me! Your dog is kicking me." And he won't stop.
That's what he does.
Yeah, he just kicks people.
He does. He did.
He
He was
does.
doing it to me last
He's a
week when we were
vicious
playing
fuck.
poker. And they just stood there and argued. And then out of nowhere, he shrugs his shoulders and then runs down the driveway.
I was wondering if you were harboring any Nazis. Or black people.
Why, yes.
I
How
have,
did you
I have
know?
a bunch of
Underground
Na-
Railroad.
I have a bunch of Nazis in my basement.
Doesn't everyone?
That's my Nazi collection. It's vintage.
They're all blind. Because they're Nazis.
And they're all dead.
Oh, that.
Fuck you! Get out!
Go, you bag of dicks.
I used to be beat with a bag of dicks.
This
Or
makes-
shoved into a
Oh
bag of
god.
Were you?
What?
Nothing.
dicks. Were you?
I just want, because of that comment, I want to go and see Barbara from Rooster Teeth.
Stop kicking me!
You go see Heath fucking Walkamine after
Yeah.
that shit.
Kick you back.
The Nazis. son of a bitch.
I'd like to see that lady I know who can't spell try to spell Nazi.
Notsee.
I was thinking KNOT.
SEA.
S-E-A. S-E. Just S-E. She would never be able to spell Nazi.
Yeah.
Ugh.
GNATZE.
The Nazis run heaven.
The Nazis.
The Nazis.
I'm sorry, excuse me?
I don't know.
Nazies.
Yes.
Nazis.
Why is that?
I don't know. Ask God.
You know, I heard he smells like brownies.
He's in the movie.
Yeah, I've heard such things.
I thought he tasted like brownies.
No, it smelled like
There you go, Internet.
Are you
that's the
insinuating
answer.
that you blew God?
Not to
Yeah.
my knowledge.
Yeah.
That's how Mary got pregnant.
Yeah.
She blew God.
She blew God.
With her vagina.
Got really offensive.
Oh God, maybe that old lady was right.
Yeah, I think so.
And except she's heard our podcast and confused it for the Midtown Scholar Comedy Night.
This is my favorite podcast. We talked Marvel, we blew God.
I didn't. Everyone else did.
A day's work.
Stacy set off a nuclear bomb. It was great. We all had fun.
We got Mork everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh God.
The dog is kicking people.
The dog's
Like it's fucking Bruce Lee.
It's like I fucking died, or I'm just like extendedly dreaming, and it's this can't be real. None of this can be real.
You guys know what Bruce Lee's favorite drink is?
Mork.
What's up?
I heard the first time I heard
I
that
never
joke
heard
in
that
6th grade. It was my computer teacher was like, I really like bad pun jokes, so I want one of you out of the entire class to tell me a really bad pun joke every day, and that was the first one
Ugh.
from this fat skater kid who liked Green Day.
Oh.
And Perkins.
And Perkins. Oh my God.
Oh, that was a punchline.
Oh man.
Is there a Perkins in heaven?
I-
That's where God goes.
I enjoyed
So that guy, the entire heaven is Perkins.
Yeah.
That's why he smells like. That's why he tastes like
butter
brownies.
sidewalks.
The
just
sidewalk
imagine
with
it like
Perkins.
his face.
I'm Perkins.
Butter sidewalk should be like his face is on the ground, he's just going walking as he's like bulldozing a path.
I am
You know, it's said that when you go to heaven, everyone in heaven sees you as who you were at the time to them. So like my great grandma would see me as a small child, but my grandma will see me as I am now. No one has ever seen the Perkins guy not fucking fat. So he's just fucking rolling around. Like,
They have
It's
to
like,
roll
it's like
him.
that fat guy from Monty Python.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Yes. Does he explode
Very
with the mint?
Yeah, he explodes and you can see his heart.
Yep. And he's still sitting alive.
everybody's accepted.
Like something.
They tolerate him.
Everybody is expecting him.
What is wrong with you people?
Everybody is,
They're becoming me.
My mustache is falling into my mouth.
everyone is expectorating on him.
But I thought he was expecting on everybody.
I didn't know that mustache. Now that's your mustache falling into your mouth.
Oh man.
He sneezed out that word.
Yeah, that's how he sneezes. Excuse me.
What's sad is he works at Planet Fitness or something.
I thought you were saying
He
Lowe's
just
for a minute.
he just rolls in. How long do you want to use the elliptical machine?
Perkins like,
Oh, that's a long
How
time.
long is that?
oh, forever.
Sir, I'm going to have to ask you to please not drop your weights.
It used to be absolutely quiet here. Much like Perkins.
And it's quiet. All you can hear is
Much like the fire.
Darth
died.
Vader's at Planet Fitness. He is Darth Vader.
What the fuck is that noise? Oh, I'm sorry. That's just me breathing.
That's me on the microphone.
I was thinking about Perkins. I couldn't control myself.
Attention customers.
What, is he drinking something?
Can somebody make a Perkins run?
He's got liquid Perkins.
Where do we see these things?
I was gonna say in
On the
heaven, but
mountain.
okay.
On the mountain where it's foggy.
Stop kicking me!
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Jam the ball down their throats, you fuck you. John Sanders is one of the
I
funniest
love
people.
him.
I can't get over how funny that is.
It's so funny, that guy.
Because it's, yeah.
I only saw him once when he hosted at the Comedy Zone.
Yeah.
And he didn't do that joke.
He
I
hosts
haven't
at the
seen him
Comedy
since,
Zone
like-
every once in a while.
I haven't seen him since like February or March, whenever that
Marchuary,
Stitches
since
show
March.
Archway.
Marchuary.
That one.
Since
It's
I've
right
seen
next to October.
I haven't seen him since the mortuary.
That Perkins
Oh, terrible.
All three of us did that.
Painful.
Shit. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Well done.
Oh, God.
Stacey's taking a while in there.
She said it would be 20 minutes.
Did you hear that sound?
Yes, I did.
That was the sound of death escaping.
How do we go from having a serious
That was
conversation?
that was
about
the
Marvel?
sound of Perkins.
It was Stacy. That's what it was.
It was the
She broke her
Hello,
concentration.
Perkins, my old friend. The sound of Perkins.
Stop kicking me.
The city came from way back in the Perkins.
You know, it's sad though. Like, if anyone on the West Coast would hear this, they wouldn't know what Perkins is. Perkins is only on the East Coast.
They're missing out.
I saw it was one of those articles, like the top 20 regional restaurants you want to visit,
Rita's.
and Perkins was one of them.
Rita's.
So, and it said
Yeah.
Perkins is only on the Upper East
But
Coast.
one time, Ben came to visit us. He was like, "I've never been." Benjamin Donnelly. He's
Guest from the West.
Yeah, he was.
And one of the
Oh,
Christmas specials.
Yeah.
The guy that heated my dryer.
I was thinking about Perkins.
He was like,
This is like a video. You ever see the video? It was for the dating thing, and the chick was talking about how much she loves cats, and she
Yeah.
just ran.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I was thinking about Perkins.
I love cats. I love every kind of cat.
Do you remember the song version?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, it's so good.
That was the first version I heard.
Have you guys ever seen? It was.
I want to hear what happened to Ben.
Dead giveaway. That's my favorite one.
Yeah, the Too Damn High one, right?
No, that's that was when the dude saved those chicks from
Oh,
being kidnapped. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one too. Yeah, when Ben said that he had never been to Rita's, and we never went.
Aw.
He'll never go.
Poor.
Did you take him to
Ben.
Perkins?
Poor Ben.
Where was
Rita's
he?
is godly.
Where was he from?
Washington State.
Oh, Jesus.
Culture.
Well, Perkins.
Oh, Perkins. We have created a classic here.
What's his name?
And it's all because I said
I
I
like
read that.
Denny.
Yeah, Denny. That's what I thought
Yeah.
after the podcast.
Yeah.
Denny Horatio.
This guy needs an image. I think I might draw him.
I was gonna do it for
Perkins.
animation if I can.
I would love that.
We'll see.
I would love
And
that.
he
It
rolls
took
around.
us forever to get a Doctor
His
Who's.
head and face stay in the same place, but his body rolls around him.
That'd be
Oh,
really
God,
funny.
Yes.
This
That's
week's
good.
greatest hits is gonna be split into two parts. It's Lennon's show with Bearded Julia.
Oh, good! I can't wait to watch that
I don't
one.
remember.
That was when I had
had
that
it stuck.
shitty comedy show, and there was
Oh,
that
yeah,
band that played the Maestro bass
Oh,
line
that's the-
for like
okay.
20 minutes, and Spock was just getting more and more pissed as it went on.
Is that when I left ahead of time to miss it?
I don't know, was it?
I don't know. I just know I didn't.
Well, no shit, you're uncomfortable. You're laying on a shoe.
He's
Look,
like, this
he's
is
laying
good.
on a shoe.
This is a good shoe.
That's the dog, by the way.
Now it's on
Oh,
his ear.
man.
There was a video I was gonna ask if you've seen. I can't remember what it is now.
Probably not.
Oh,
Maybe.
it was a Vine.
Oh yeah.
Now, the people watching won't be able to get the same experience, but I'll try to explain it after I'm done doing it.
You got it.
It was like a Beyonce song or a Rihanna song or something. I don't know. Some pop
One of those,
song.
yeah.
And the guy's like holding his camera, like, and he's in the car,
Okay.
and he's mouthing along, and he goes like this. He goes.
Settle down there,
Increasing
Caligula.
aggression.
Yeah, it's like this really nice, cheery love song, and he's like bobbing his head back and forth. And at first, he looks like a normal guy just singing along, and then his face just gets more and more obnoxious and ridiculous, and his phone starts like jerking in and out of his face,
I like that.
Yep.
and it just ends with him going like, and he's like right up in the camera.
He slams his face with a windshield.
He eats the camera.
Perkins. Have you ever seen the video? I don't know why
I got this phone at Perkins.
You ever seen the video of like he's a fat dude in the driver's seat of a car and he's just like drumming on the steering wheel
Yeah.
and he like hits it hard enough that the airbag comes out. It's so good. I'm gonna try to find it.
We'll post these videos on our Facebook page, I guess.
Facebook.
No, we
Oh,
won't.
man.
Or
I
Facebook.
will. I'll
do
find
it.
the Vine for
Cool.
it.
There you go.
Do it. Have you seen our outreach on the page? We got 4 people from Vietnam
Really?
looking through our page.
The
Wow.
new guy from
Well,
Wales.
there you go.
How many people like the page?
It's like 96.
96.
Yeah.
Oh, that's something.
It's been at 96 for quite some time.
Yeah, but that's something.
Yeah.
It's numbers.
Yeah.
It's
Obviously,
a number, I should say.
obviously, a good bit is Central Pennsylvania. There's a couple from New York, thanks to Steve and them guys. There's
Right.
And Vietnam.
a good bit from Washington State, and we got a couple from the Midwest.
Oh, yeah?
Missouri is Caitlin.
Missouri?
And there's a
Missouri?
couple from Nebraska and Kansas.
Oh, that's cool.
So
I want Caitlin to come back on the show.
Man.
Found it. It's shitty quality
I
because
wanna
it's like a camera
I've never
from like
seen
a
it.
security footage
I'm
thing.
gonna get up to look at
Well,
it.
yeah. Well, I'll show. Here, watch this. It's good.
And he just goes, and it just happens so quick.
Great.
Let's review.
It just happens so quick.
It's
No, it's just hilarious.
instant.
honestly-
it's so instant.
Honestly, I think that security camera footage can stay exactly the quality it is.
Yes.
Because that just makes it funnier.
It does.
It kind of does.
It does.
You know how like they have shit. What is it like? Security cameras all over like London and shit.
Yeah.
They have people of like trying to stumble home drunk.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
every day.
Wasn't there
they
one
get
of like a
new
guy
one.
stumbling upstairs?
Yes.
Stumbling.
It seemed to be
Stumbling.
quite an.
Stumbling.
It seemed to be
Perkins
quite.
He
on
hadn't, he hadn't shaved in a couple days.
He's going to
Ferris
Perkins.
what was it, Hugh Laurie?
No.
No, it wasn't
Playing
you, Laura.
playing house.
Oh, Hugh Laurie.
Oh, that would be such a great like one panel cartoon, like Hugh Laurie playing house, and it's like a little kid in like with like a dollhouse or
Yeah.
something like that. That'd be great.
That's one of my jokes. Sort
I can just picture a cartoon
of.
Hugh
Just
Laurie.
hit West, yeah.
I can picture a cartoon Hugh Laurie. He's got a pink roof on his head, and he's just got the most pissed off, depressed look on his face. Just, I don't want to be here. And he's just like surrounded by pink and dolls and a small child.
It's not lupus.
I had
It's
a
not,
joke.
except that one time it was lupus. It was the
What is-
magician.
What is lupus?
I don't know,
He was the magician.
but it's never lupus except with
It
the
was the
magician.
lupus magician. Watch out.
He makes
He'll get you.
he makes a lot of wolves appear.
Clever. But yeah, it was one of the jokes that I had for a while, but I feel like it's outdated now because the show doesn't
Yeah.
exist much anymore. But it was how I have a niece who likes to play house, where she starts popping pills and diagnosing people with crazy diseases. I liked that joke, but I just can't do it anymore. I don't think.
I don't think you can.
Nah, I think the timestamp has passed. And even at that, I don't like doing jokes with timestamps. to start with.
Netflix.
You want timeless jokes.
I do, yes.
House is a timeless character.
Stephen
He
Wright
is.
has timeless jokes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mitch Hedberg has timeless jokes.
But they're dry.
So am I.
Yeah, I know.
What do you want from me?
They're dry as a martini.
Brian Regan has timeless jokes.
I love Brian Regan.
Moosin.
What are you doing?
Tying my hair. It's long enough I can tie
I think we're
it.
done now. I think we have gone past our sane point.
Wait.
We have one of those?
Time
No,
to
we
bring
don't.
some class
Wait.
back
Oh,
on
that's
the show.
right.
Time
I
Warner.
forgot.
Time to bring some class back on the show for Today I Learned.
Class or ass?
Ass.
Either one.
It's
Now,
time to bring some classy
now
ass.
that is a mustache.
It's time for some classy ass on the podcast.
Ass.
Did you have one?
Yes, I do.
Go
There we
on.
go.
Podcast. That's
Thank you.
podcast.
Get out.
So for the
Good
first time ever, an atom was photographed. Yeah.
That's
It's
awesome.
cool.
It's a very strange picture because they took several pictures of
Because it was
it.
blurry. They
Well,
couldn't
not-
get it to hold still.
Not as blurry as you'd think.
But I have a lot of pictures of my brother.
It was roaming.
I knew somebody was going to take a picture.
I have a picture of one too.
It was roaming through the woods. It did one of like those head tilts and just kept walking.
Well, now I kicked him. Sorry.
Nobody's seen it
No,
since.
it's good. Just keep kicking them.
There's some blurry photos.
Yeah.
Stories.
I heard
Stories that somebody else saw at once.
Is that a Blumpkin?
Yep, the elusive Blumpkin.
Pumpkin.
Blumpkin it. Yeah. What they did to take a picture of an atom, something with
Hey, Adam, what? Done.
Oh shit.
We're good. Our camera sounds sloppy. Let us see that.
I heard Stacy was using it earlier.
Oh.
Nailed it.
But basically, it had something to do with like a magnet and a quantum microscope. The first time I
Okay.
read this article, I was like, quantum microscope.
Yeah.
That sounds like bullshit. But what they did basically was they had a magnet and these with a magnet, when you have a bunch of stuff like iron filings, they all like gravitate towards one side.
Yeah.
So that's basically what they did with these atoms. This was a hydrogen atom they took a picture of, and they basically shot light through like several atoms at once. And they tried to get it because
I
with
see it, yeah. It's
what?
cool.
Yeah,
Oh wow.
with the electron cloud.
It's from Fox News. I'm surprised there isn't like a little Jesus in the movie.
I know, right? So
This
that's
is proof that God exists.
Right.
But yeah,
Jesus is in all of us. Oh, I'm out.
Oh.
and it's like you're sleeping at night, and all of a sudden you just hear, "Do you have a moment to talk about me?"
Jesus, where are you?
That's
Jesus
what the fuck
Christ.
that is.
Jesus Christ! You know it.
And where are you? I'm inside you.
That's a little bit rapey.
What's Jesus?
I always like Liz Curtis's joke about. I don't remember exactly how it goes.
Getting
but
raped by Jesus?
But it's
Yeah.
basically
Hasn't everyone?
Sort of. It's something like that where, like she's having sex with Jesus or something like that. Like, forgive me, Jesus. I forgive you. Okay, I forgive you.
All right then.
It's funny
All
as fuck.
But yeah, but in the electron cloud, all the electrons, they call it a cloud because electrons are quantum particles.
Yeah, they're kind of
They're
just.
basically everywhere and in one place at the same time.
Yeah.
So taking a picture of one is very hard to get like the shape correct.
Yeah.
All right,
So they just-
everybody, hold still.
No!
On
So
count
basically-
of three.
they took a lot of pictures to get it right, but
Yeah.
eventually they did. It's basically what they did was
The
they
protons had their eyes closed.
they shot light.
Harry got in front of Pete.
It's basically like
Oh, no, making up
how
names.
you know those things like you're in a room and it's like really dark and they take a really bright flash picture
Yeah.
and you
Yeah.
can see your shadow on the
right,
wall.
right.
Yeah.
That's basically what they did.
Oh,
They
okay.
shined a light through and took a picture, so the shadow of it,
Yeah.
that's what they took a picture
That's
of.
cool.
Ah.
So there you go.
They
That's
did take a
Never,
picture.
never say.
They didn't take a picture of an atom.
of the atom itself.
It's a
They took
shadow.
a picture of its shadow.
Took a
Yes.
picture of his shadow.
So they outdid themselves for what they wanted to do.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know it.
So they got his shadow. Good job.
Oh man.
Now there's going to be 6 more weeks of nuclear winter.
Oh, that sounds that's brilliant.
Oh man.
I want to use that. So I really, really want to use that.
Oh, that was funny.
So today I learned
Yes.
something about the Nissan Leaf. Nissan's electric car.
Oh.
I thought that was the first guy who landed in America.
Nissan Leaf.
He was.
It's
Columbus's brother.
He's a Viking. I think.
Oh, yeah, he was.
Nissan Leaf Erickson.
He came over in the first Nissan.
Yeah.
So, two things. First thing is that if it were possible to quick charge a battery when it wasn't all the way drained, the battery would only last 5 to 10 years.
Okay.
If you let it drain all the way and then charge it to 100. If you let it drain to 0 and charge it back to 100 and keep doing that on a regular basis, you would have probably a 20-year lifespan on the battery.
Really?
But isn't it like there's a cycle to a battery doesn't happen if it falls below 50%, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, just keep the fucker charged as much as you can.
Also,
That's what I do with this thing, because I went through one battery in 3 years to the point where if I was unplugged, I had maybe 30 minutes before I was done. So I realized I was going to keep this thing charged as much as absolutely possible.
Yeah.
I never thought of that.
I went
Because
through
I've
a
had
battery
this
in 2
computer for
years.
about 2 years.
Yeah.
And the battery's life has never changed.
Also,
Yeah,
Oh,
because
really?
It's charged like all the time, probably.
It's not actually.
Oh.
Right now it's at half.
Well, go fuck yourself.
Also, the Nissan Leaf cannot be towed. It has to be on a flatbed truck because if it were towed,
fucking environmentalists.
No, if it were towed,
Then it could just hop.
it would screw up the battery.
Really?
Yes,
What's
because
that?
the rotation of the wheels and everything.
It's just
Oh.
Not saying that it's an all-wheel drive car,
Right.
but it would cause disastrous effects.
Very
Wow,
interesting.
that's cool.
The most interesting thing that I found out about the Nissan Leaf is that it is so quiet. You know how like any other car,
yeah.
you know,
They're terrifyingly quiet.
you
Watch
know
what hype would sound like.
exactly.
Yeah.
How any other car you can hear the engine over the wind noise.
Yeah.
It's so quiet that it made the wind noise so loud and obnoxious. They sculpted the headlights to go up the sides of the fender and
To make the sound.
No, to redirect the aerodynamics away
wow.
from the side mirrors.
That's genius.
That
Because
is.
They should just do that anyway.
Because with before they did that, the wind noise that the aerodynamics, the wind noise that was or the wind that was hitting the side mirrors was so ungodly obnoxious. Because that's the only thing that you could hear in this car.
Right.
So they redesigned the headlights and sculpted them up the sides of the fenders.
Wow.
That's pretty smart.
To redirect
Yeah.
everything. And I was just like, that's fucking holy
Do
shit.
you guys think those solar panel road things? You guys hear about those?
Oh, the solar roads?
Yeah,
The ones that are like ridiculously expensive.
Aren't they supposed to be
so
green?
can't be
They're
done.
green, aren't they?
Yeah, it was like that thing that this couple created, and they're like panels that are like hexagonal in shape,
Yeah.
and if you put them on the road, they charge using the sun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think that'll ever come into play?
No,
No.
because they're ridiculous. They would be incredibly expensive to build.
Yeah.
You think?
That's what I've heard.
I bet Seattle would be the first to do it. if
Yeah,
they-
oh,
if
of course
did.
they would
Yeah.
be. Pennsylvania
Really?
can't even afford to pay for their own damn regular
you
roads.
think-
Hold on.
I don't think
I knew that was
Seattle-
coming. I think Pennsylvania could if they would redirect all of their PennDOT funds from
Oh, of course
filling
they
in
could.
potholes
I'm not.
from filling in potholes with asphalt to filling in potholes with solar panels. That
There you
shit
go.
would pay for itself within like a month.
I don't think Seattle would be exactly a good place. You know, the place that has some. Of the
Yeah, because
record
it's all
rainfall.
cloudy.
Yeah.
But they would totally be the first to do it anyway.
Yeah.
Not even thinking
True.
because it's so on edge.
California's really cloudy too.
Did you guys hear that?
I'm sorry, I just saw this is funny. One of our comedian friends just posted a status that says "Far Out Boy," hashtag Asian cover band names.
That sounds like something
That's
Manny would
Manny.
post. Yeah,
Yeah,
I love his Facebook posts.
Me too.
they're genius. You know who has good Facebook posts that you wouldn't think? Rob Stoner.
He does. He does.
Yeah.
He seems to have been getting funnier recently.
He
That is
has.
correct. Ooh.
What? Markiplier?
Happy Wheels Highlights 51.
Hell yeah!
Yeah, we're gonna watch that later.
Yeah.
I haven't watched Markiplier ever since the Santa Claus thing.
I haven't watched.
But it was worth
God,
it.
I can't. I don't think I've watched it since Happy Wheels like 48. I need
Well,
to catch
we'll
up.
watch
What was-
Sacrilege!
I know, right?
But no, did you guys hear about the thing where California wants to split into 6 states?
Yep.
Are you
They're still on that
I'm
shit.
sorry. You know Maryland
about that
wanted
one
to
that's
split
gonna
the states
float
a little while ago?
Yeah.
You know why?
They're called counties.
Because they couldn't agree. Go fuck
Yeah,
yourself.
California's like, we can't agree on budget, so let's just split into 6
Well,
states.
that's kind of a different story-ish.
Mm,
It's more of a reason than Maryland, just because they couldn't agree on fucking anything.
yeah.
They're like, well, we should just be 2 states. No. California could be 6 states because the budget would be much more manageable for 6 smaller
Did
states.
you know there was supposed to be a state called Franklin?
Jefferson.
It was Jefferson. I thought it was Franklin.
Jefferson.
There's a lot.
But there was supposed to be called a state called Jefferson. Apparently,
Okay.
it was between. Was it Kentucky and Tennessee? No.
No.
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
here's
'cause we
It's,
were stayed
it's
there.
California and Oregon. It
No.
was. It was the.
You were
the
close.
Then we're
No.
not talking about the same one. Then Franklin was supposed to be. I think it was going to be
no,
part of
the
Tennessee.
thing. The thing between Tennessee and Kentucky is there is a land fault issue on a lake, where Kentucky has more land than they should, and by more land I mean like a 20 by 20 lake.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah, and Tennessee is apparently pissed off about
the
that.
state of Franklin was going to be north, or is what is today northeast Tennessee.
It was Tennessee, okay, but
Either
when,
way.
when that was started back in the 1700s, though. That was
Yeah.
supposed to be one of the original.
Well, either way, I don't
ones,
think,
not recent.
I don't think that's going to happen with California.
No,
Even though they
We'll see.
even though when I heard it on the People's
'Cause
Morning
they-
Show,
they
they were
have to
like,
change
yeah,
their
no,
fucking
that's
flag."
probably going to happen. But if Puerto Rico can't be a state, then that's not going to
We'll
happen.
see.
Then
Puerto
California
Rico,
can't be 6.
We'll see Puerto Rico become a state
Yeah.
far sooner than
California
California
becomes
Yeah.
6.
break it up.
I
Yeah.
think we'll see that before any state divides.
Yeah.
I don't know if you'll ever see a state divide.
No.
No, first of all, because they're not really supposed to.
Right.
No.
Yeah, because they already have their defined borders and
Yeah.
whatnot. Yeah.
It's not the divided states of America.
Yeah. I have one more thing.
Okay.
I love
That
this
is-
state of Jefferson.
I'm working currently on a video about really big numbers.
Ooh.
Because big numbers are awesome, and I want to explain to you guys a number that's not the one I'm about to explain off the podcast, because I'm going to need to write it down, just because it blows my mind and it will blow yours as well.
You got it.
Blow.
Much
I'm
like
wearing a
blowing
hat.
God,
That's a good thing. you're
not
right.
quite the same. But I found out the largest prime number ever discovered was only discovered last year.
Wow.
And
What?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. They're for whatever reason
They're
people
looking
are-
for another one.
People are really obsessed with looking for prime numbers. There's a
Yeah.
huge website that's been up for I think they said 20 years.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And yeah, people are constantly looking for bigger prime numbers, and this one was discovered in early 2013 by a mathematics professor in Missouri. And that number is 2 to the power of 57,885,161 minus 1.
No wonder it took them till last year to figure that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
That number has 17.5 million digits.
Jesus.
Who has the time?
Hey, she's alive.
Stacy didn't fall in.
She's alive.
I fell asleep.
You seriously fell asleep on the toilet? Wow.
I did.
Stop it. Now he's kicking me with his tail.
Are you sure you want to go to the Comedy Zone tonight?
I got plenty of energy.
You look like it.
She's
Looks
so
like you fall over on the
strong.
She said with her eyes closed.
She's just
She
so
fell asleep
strong.
as she said it.
Yeah.
She was just talking in her sleep.
Huh?
When you're talking in your sleep. Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Shaft.
Ah.
Shaft.
Yeah.
I want to do Shaft rewritten by Charlie.
Stop it, dog.
So real quick
What?
before we wrap up,
Okay.
Okay.
I just remembered this. Yesterday I stopped at Walmart in Mechanicsburg to cash my paycheck, and behind me was this guy and his less than 15-year-old son returning a bike that they had apparently bought online that is somehow defective. as we were waiting in the long-ass line in customer service, I overhear his son complaining that the water fountains are broke. And he's like, "Oh man, the water fountains are broke. I'm really thirsty, Dad. Can I have $1 to go get a soda?" "No, we'll be done here soon. We'll get something later." "Okay." And then he just stands there for like 2 seconds and says, "Dad, I just had the best idea for the iPhone 6. And that is that you press a button and this little arm pops out of the side of the phone and it's a water fountain. And for $10 a month, you can use this water fountain wherever and whenever you want." His dad goes, "That's nice, son." And that was it.
You know, if Steve Jobs was still alive, he'd be like, "That's good."
Yeah.
I just wanted to turn around and punch this kid in the face and just get in this guy's face and be like, "Look, you need to just corral your child and teach him how life really works." I appreciate his imagination,
Put him on a beef ranch.
That's just fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Have water come out of a phone. That's a great idea.
And it goes, and then
Sounds like a cash
for
register.
$10 a month. Where's it gonna come from? He
Where's
don't-
Lennon go?
Yeah, where'd
Where's
you
the
come
water
from,
go?
Cotton Eye Joe?
Yep.
Where'd you come from? Cotton Eye water.
No.
Cotton Eye water.
No, I wouldn't drink that.
Are you Googling that?
Cotton Eye
Cotton
water?
Eye water?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I'll Google it. Let's find
Mrs.
out.
Showers
No.
would.
We're
I'll
done.
Google you.
We're done. We're done.
We're
I
done.
will Google the
I will Google.
Don't do
Cotton
that.
Eye Water.
Google.
The first picture that showed up is a 3D model of a guy in overalls playing the banjo.
He's wearing a floppy straw hat.
Floppy straw hat,
Yeah.
not just
You
a
know
regular
it's
straw
floppy.
And
hat.
right after that is roses.
Yep.
There you go.
Cotton Eye water.
equals
Roses.
roses.
Yeah.
Say goodnight, everybody.
No.
Good night.
Parkins.
Parkins.
Parkinson's.
We're gonna go to Parkinson's.
Guys, are we going
All right,
to
Michael
Park-
J. Fox.
Yeah, we'll go to Parkinson's.
Settle down.
Park.
Parkinson's.
I'm doing it for you. The raising the arm.
How?
My 8th grade math teacher used to do that. 7th grade math teacher, I'm sorry.
You should have
He
cut
did?
this episode about 30 seconds ago.
What did he do that for?
Good night, everybody.
You
Bye.
still should.